There was only one thing in his mind. How he could leave that town behind. He had to give up the guitar to find a new life. Much to his band's dismay. He had to find a new way. His name is Trey.
How's it going? Trey Clark here, as I usually am. I'm testing out a new microphone, so if the audio is off, I gotta work through a few, it's gotta go through a few formats. Gotta go into the cloud from the phone and into Facebook or YouTube or whatever. Also, I've been called out for wearing the same clothes every day, and I just have a wardrobe full of Astros jerseys that were given to me, and they're great for working the South Texas heat because I train dogs to actually pay the bills that let me do this kind of stuff. So got that out of the way. What are we talking about? I'm not going to call it 5 gerbils. It's 5G technology, which means the algorithm will probably take this down. I don't get paid for this. I'm not monetized. I do it because I love it. I don't know a lot about many things. Go figure. But I do know about waves and how wavelengths work. As a musician, sound engineer, trying to figure out how to work a room over decades, I've learned how waves work. And the lower frequencies, the bass drum, the bass guitar, are long waves, okay? And they can travel great distances. Matter of fact, you can almost aim a bass amp up against a brick wall and you're going to hear it almost the same from 50 feet away as you would if it was aimed at you. It spreads out. It's omnipresent. The short waves are what you would hear like feedback in a microphone or the high end of a lead guitar solo or something like that. So if you have a car pull up 2 lanes over from you, but you just hear this, it's reaching you from far away. It's going through his window, across the lanes of traffic, through the atmosphere, through your window, and you're registering this stuff. And you can embed things in those waves. Now, the things you can't embed in there are things that you don't hear in those waves, like the hi-hat, okay, like vocal level frequencies. Anything kind of in that high end where it starts to get annoying, nails across a chalkboard stuff, you can't send that very easily across 2 lanes of a stoplight, for instance. So that's important to know. Now, this 5G technology is not hocus pocus. It's weaponized. They've used it for a long time. And it makes total sense, but you have to understand how waves work. Now, you have your lower end waves that can fill up a room. And if you think about why they went to UHF and VHF and all that stuff, before you had to, everything was shortwave technology. You had to be pretty much within 3 to 5 miles of a tower. But then once they used the longer waves to embed more stuff to, we had 3 channels, then we had the extra channels, the extra dial, they were able to go longer distances. Well, 5G technology has to do with shortwave. It's the difference between the and the high end of a lead guitar. And that's important to know because the high end of a lead guitar can only travel so far till it reaches your eardrum, which, as a side note, is your tympanic membrane, which the big drum in the symphony is called a timpani drum. Just sharing that with you. But it's registering with you one way or another. I train dogs for a living. If I blow a dog whistle, something is happening to my body. Something is registering even though I don't hear it. It's a vibration. Now, it might be minute. I don't know. I can't find any studies on it. All I know is we can't hear it. that whatever registers in our tympanic membranes that would normally go to our brains to let us know that we can hear something is not happening. That's all we know. We don't know what happens to our bloodstream, the vibrations in our blood and our heartbeat. So 5G is no different. Keep in mind, Game of Thrones right now, Game of Thrones is flowing through your body. Your body is receiving the vibrations. There's an electromagnetic spectrum that you're either a receiver for to where it registers or not, but everything is affected, okay? You don't register UV rays, but you can sure as hell get burned by them, okay? That's important to notice. 5G is a man-made part of that spectrum. The long wave pattern, which is the bass guitar that you hear as you pull into a club, and that's the only thing you can really hear till you get closer, that's the long wave. Lots of distance, very easy to send out. And then there's the short wave. Now the long wave can only carry so much information. That's the give and take that they have to deal with. So you'll hear that car 2 lanes over, but you don't really know what's going on. You just know it's present. So if they want to deliver very distinct information, that's where the shortwave comes in. That's why they need all these towers close by. That's why they're everywhere. They're poorly hidden along every tree line on the freeway. They're on top of your street lights. People have taken them apart. And these are weaponized systems. The shortwave delivery is very, very lethal if they want it to be. We don't know what the goal is because no one will talk about it. You can just Google town hall meetings. I'll probably get taken down shortly after posting this just for talking about it. Well, if that's not a red flag, I don't know what is. If you tie this into things, and you're going to have to get out of your head of the idea that everything that you don't like is just a conspiracy theory, get over it or just click away, because I'm only talking about things that are actually proven to be fact. They've made a conduit out of our air. So these chemtrails, which they said were not chemtrails, they were contrails, they've admitted that they were lying, but it was for our own good. Go figure. So now they have things like aluminum and barium and all these things that can agitate matter in a very specific way. They're admitting to this, okay? NASA has already admitted, okay, we were lying, but we're just trying to protect the environment from global warming. Sorry, I'm not supposed to be cussing. Go fudge yourself. So you've got that floating in the air for over a decade, easily, right? Now, again, you can say, whatever, you show me one person that has breathed on a cold day, walking down the road, where steam, the steam that comes out of his mouth, breathing, and you can look back and see anything at all. Show me one of those. Show me a miles. I mean, that's the equivalent. There's a miles worth. You can just look back and see your breath. No. So, and they admitted it. So take them at their word. It's declassified information. So you've got metallic substances in the air. That makes a conduit in the air. So then, if you're able to agitate those things, and there's a couple of ways I think they might be doing it, and now I'm going into conjecture zone, but if they can agitate those things with vibrations, and they spend a lot of money learning about this stuff and how it affects the human body, don't kid yourself, then they can do things that are invisible. If you didn't know that HBO in your TV existed, I could talk to you all day long about the Game of Thrones, but you might not believe me unless you were able to see it. And unless you had a receiver, then then you wouldn't be able to receive it. I wouldn't be able to prove it to you. But if you just go along the same lines of logic and what they do and what we know is technology, this is no different. There's no reason to think for 1 second that they can't weaponize vibrations. If you can shatter a glass with vibrations, with sound vibrations, then you can certainly send a frequency that can, if you think about the metal in the atmosphere, that use that as a conduit to get to a generalized area. Don't think these fires that people go, well, the tree wasn't burned, but the car in California was melted, and Australia, I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all, but you can find one common denominator: 5G towers. Again, this video will get taken down. So look at it this way. We've been ingesting these metallic filaments, okay? They're in our bloodstream. We eat them in our food. There's nothing we can really do about it, any more than we can do anything about if they control the weather. They do control the weather, and everyone can look at you all day long like it's crazy, but they make it rain in the Middle East every Wednesday or something like that. And they have a machine that can do it. They can make clouds and it rains. So what is your option? Do you protect yourself and put a tinfoil hat on to make sure that 5G doesn't kill you? It's coming, okay? It's here, probably. But that's not how you handle a storm coming. You learn about it. You understand what the dynamics of what is to come. That's the key. It's not stopping it. We're not going to stop 5G. They've already fooled us. You understand? What we do need to understand is how it works. What is the purpose? Okay? Well, what do we know? We know that Bill Gates and the Georgia Stones or whatever, they want the population down. They need to control it. And it's not because they want humanity to thrive. It doesn't make any sense. And that's their take, and they can go, I'm not cussing for a while, so they can go stick it where the sun doesn't shine. We'll just leave it at that. But these are things that you can either ignore or you can pay attention to. You can be one of those people that gets robbed every day by your employees when it's obvious, or get cheated on by your spouse when you see love notes and hickeys. I don't know what part of the country you live in, but I'm from Texas and Tennessee. But you can be one of those people that says, I'm good. No, everything's fine. We're good. Don't tell me about those things. Or you can be one of those people that actually survives this stuff by knowing what's happening. Okay? You need to look at your books to know if you're broke. And that's where we are. They have been telling us, just like a suicide bomber that says straight to the camera, I'm not doing this because I'm in poverty. I have 2 degrees in architecture, but I have a bomb strapped to me and I'm blowing everything up because America needs to get the fudge out of the Middle East, okay? And we don't want you here. Take away with that what you want, but don't say it's because of poverty. They're telling you straight up exactly what they're doing. Bill Gates is telling you exactly what they're doing. NASA has admitted that they are very much guilty of lying for our own good about what they're putting into the atmosphere. They're not contrails. They are chemical trails. It's not a joke anymore. So which one are you going to be? Which side are you going to be on? The one that says, I don't want to know, life is good, or are you going to go, I better figure this out because it's not only am I breathing it, it's falling on my tomatoes. And they just built a 5G tower right around the corner from me. What are you going to do? I don't know the answer. I don't think right now the answer is to go pull a shotgun and start shooting out streetlights. No, because that's going to ruin your life. And I think that's probably what they want us to do. Educate yourself. Know what you're dealing with. We're dealing with shortwave, military grade technology. It is laser focused. They can start fires with it. They can make you sick. They can agitate all the things they've been putting in our bodies. Okay? Metal is easily agitated with sound waves and magnetism. It's a fact. And no, can they turn on a switch and says, let's make Trey sad today? No, they don't. They can't do that because all our bodies are so different. But they can turn it on to a certain area and go, there's probably a good likelihood that he's going to have liver malfunction. That's how it works. And they're telling us. That's what's so frustrating. They're telling us. So what are you going to do? One thing we can do is boost our immune systems. And I'm looking into some stuff. I believe that's the safest route. I don't think you can wear some kind of shield, or I don't think turning off your phone is going to do anything. It's already coming. The hurricane's here. Okay? It's just, have you boarded your windows or not? That's where we are. Keeping ourselves physically healthy, and I have a lot of work to do in this area. This is not from a pedestal that I'm saying this. Are we learning about how best to keep our immune system boosted and strong? Because there will be winners and losers in this game. Make no bones about it. There will be losers. And if you want to be one, be that person that says they would never do that. It's your choice. I'm figuring this out myself, so I hope you guys are good. And I'm just sharing what I know. I hope you all do the same with me. Cheers, guys.
There was only one thing in his mind. How he could leave that town behind. He had to give up the guitar to find a new life. Much to his band's dismay. He had to find a new way. His name is Trey.